Hey, it's Tyrone Jackson, the wealthy investor, with another hot stock market update and things you should know about the market. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. A lot of my students have been asking me a lot of interesting questions around one company in particular, and today we're going to talk about Netflix. Now, this stock is really interesting because it makes both a great long term hold while simultaneously making a good stock that you can trade on a regular basis. So let me just get right into first the fundamentals of it all. If you look at the stock over a 5 year chart, here's a 5 year chart of Netflix, ticker symbol NFLX. Clearly, you know how I feel about staying with stocks that are members of the S&P 500 and that are in very strong uptrends. So you see how the stock over the last 5 years keeps rising. Obviously a money maker, but it rises and it goes down and it rises and then it spikes up and then it pulls back. Well, these pullbacks we refer to as pullbacks, and when the stock rises again, that's referred to as retracement. But what you're really looking at are sell-offs, peaks and valleys, which ultimately enters into a lot of volatility in the stock. That's what makes it a great trade. But I want to remind you of some of the fundamentals here of Netflix, that in the third quarter of 2016, they added 3.2 million subscribers. The top line grew by 2.9 billion. You know how I feel about top line revenue growth. So this has been all in 2016 a winning stock. Doesn't mean it's going to be a winning stock going forward, but in 2016 it does really well. Now, if you zoom in and we just look at the 3 month chart, we notice that out of nowhere we had an incredible spike, and then all of a sudden the stock starts to sell off. Right now, no matter where this stock goes, there's one thing I want you to remember: there's always money to be made on it, but you must have that financial education. And again, that's the trading part. The long term part, the long term trend tells us the stock has a tendency to rise. What it's going to do in the future, I don't know, but what I do know is there are ways to make money whether the stock goes up, goes down, and stays the same. So if it's going up, obviously you want to sell covered calls. If it's heading down, you want to sell in the money covered calls to exploit that downward movement. If you're an options trader, you want to stick with Delta 50 leaps. You guys know how I feel about that. There are so many ways to do very, very well off this one stock, but you must have the stomach for what? Volatility. So remember, although the stock is upward trending, it has its share of volatility, but fundamentally, we know what? They are constantly picking up subscribers, and they picked up 3.2 million international subscribers. And this is really important, without China, because if you remember, they were trying to expand into China. So that is telling you and giving you a lot of information and things to consider here. But it looks like the stock is going higher. However, we must really watch it. Why? Because you don't want to lose your money. So I'd have to put Netflix stock in a higher risk category, even on the from the long term. And you see how it slipped down here from $127 a share down to 115. I believe it will ultimately retrace, but in the short-term trend, it is both a high-risk stock. But there's a lot of money to be made both on the covered call side, volatility, stocks, options, etc., etc., etc. So my update for Netflix overall, very good, right? High risk stock. If you want to lower your risk, there are other stocks that I would recommend that you would invest in and trade. But some of you really like these high flyers, and so I just wanted to give you my view on it as an update. Now, if you don't know what to buy and what to sell and how to trade and cover calls, then it's very simple. All you have to do is head on over to witradeschool.com, and just follow my trades and follow my investments on a weekly basis. And there, unlike YouTube, is where you are always going to get the question and answer period every single week, and I definitely make it a point to get to all questions here at Trade School. So if you want to see some of the other stocks that are like Netflix that are doing what? In strong upward trends, maybe with a little less volatility, then you want to become a member of WI Trade School. So and remember, WI Trade School is all video. So if there's something you don't understand, you simply watch the strategies over and over and over and over again. So I'm going to be recommending another stock that's a little bit lower risk than Netflix, probably within the next 48 hours or so. So you want to become a Trade School member and be a part of that. Hey, listen, thanks for watching always. If you got something out of this video, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And as there are significant changes in the stock market or some of the stocks that I'm trading, I will let you know. Okay? So this is the Wealthy Investor saying keep that financial education going. Don't lose your money. Be smart and follow discipline as always.